Hello, Internet! Objectives map Jedi powers return to game. That's what we're doing today. We're returning to
the game. Episode 3, Revenge of the really shitty outdoors level.
Episode 3, Revengening.
Revengination.
Oh man.
So a very small behind the scenes here. Between the last LP and this LP, a year passed.
Okay.
Because I really got burned out on the game after the first two levels, which are decidedly incredibly unfun to play. And then I finally came back to it.
Rolling through all of Nar Shaddaa and not getting anything remotely viable for your
for my efforts.
Your trouble.
I thought we got some kind of mechanical thing.
I got a weird
mechanical horse.
I got a weird pizza cutter that contains a disc that contains an image. contains the location of the Valley of the Jedi.
Ah, that's right.
Also, this fucking window. Christ.
Yeah. Fuck this thing.
I mean,
so this level, you're going to see a lot of use of the bowcaster because it's a very useful weapon at short range when you can't miss. Because it will drop most guys it'll drop most guys in one hit. But as you can see, it shoots.
So wait, are these zombie Wookiees? Like, is that what you're fighting
here? They're sand people, I think.
What? But this is
I don't know. They make the Tusken Raider noises when you shoot them.
They do make the Tusken Raider noise, but you're not on.
You're not on Tatooine, and they definitely don't look like.
I don't know.
Oh my god.
Maybe some sand people migrated. Maybe these are the jungle people.
It's more like the light prairie steppe people.
I mean, it could be worse. They could be the village people.
That was hardly even a pun. That was just the name of another thing.
Zach Master technically jokes.
Oh wow,
this is
also
a nicely
90s game
furnished
design. There's just a dude hanging out in a closet.
Yep.
No, this is his apartment. We just burst into his fucking.
Is that like a Sith? Was that a Sith holocron?
That was
back there?
that was his fucking. That was like his fucking bath.
No, but like there was like a triangle thing.
No, so this is Morgan Katarn's house.
Ah, okay.
Oh, okay.
Might have been a Jedi holocron then.
Okay. I was gonna say, like, we just burst in on this poor bastard, like, about to step in for a nice hot bath and blasted him.
Now, if you remember the final cutscene of the last thing,
I don't remember anything, Matt.
Okay, well, at the end of the last level, we saw a cutscene where all of the bad Jedi showed up. Also, totally pro physics there. But yeah, all of the evil Jedi showed up because they know something about Morgan Katarn and that he knows the secret to the Valley of the Jedi. And
42? Is that the secret?
No. But yeah, so but the thing that they don't know is that the location of the Valley of the Jedi is contained on this weird disc that really looks like a pizza cutter with a bunch of holes stamped into it.
Yeah, that's right. I remember that now.
I'm also trying to pick up this Bacta tank and wondering why I can't, and it's because you can only carry 5.
Nice.
Yeah.
Good game design.
Good. Yes. Good. Great. Great and good.
Great balls of fire.
Counterpoint, I'm wandering around Fallout 4 currently with about 100 stim packs, so, you know.
Well, that's because you're a hoarder, Zach.
Also, Fallout
They weigh nothing, and they heal me. Why shouldn't I take them? Like, there's never any reason not to pick up something if it weighs nothing.
Wow, you just shot right through his leg because he moved that way. That was hilarious.
Yeah. This is also these later recordings are also where we're gonna see a little bit of frame skipping.
Sure.
Because apparently an encoding error is different than a dropped frame. But my recorder did not tell me that.
Nice.
So hopefully they're not too bad. I have not closely inspected this footage all the way. Because I'm the best at editing. And again, the fucking bowcaster looks like it's supposed to shoot somewhere where it doesn't. It shoots towards the middle of the screen, but it looks like it's going to shoot to the lower right because it doesn't point anywhere that like makes sense.
And this game doesn't have crosshairs.
Yeah, this is before targeting reticules because, get good, scrub. Reticules are just reticules are you're not pro if you have to look down sights to shoot a gun.
Look, back in my day, I had to hit the aim button to get a targeting reticule.
Also, in some points of this level, I will throw thermal detonators at walls.
Like to have company.
Yeah,
I mean,
Find secrets.
like you do.
To be fair, I probably would have thrown one at that wall back there. It looked like a blow-upable wall.
yeah. A lot of places in this game where it looks like there should be secrets, there aren't any, and the places where there does not look like there should be secrets, there are. This is the mysteries of, well, until later when a lot, you can tell it because a lot of mysterious grates show up.
Now that you've told me that, I'm gonna have great expectations.
That's...
No, why?
These are the jokes, Internet.
Internet, save me from these heathens. Pledge now, $25 an hour
For what?
to just save this man from the ravages of his friends.
For just the price of five grande Starbucks lattes an hour, you can save a bewildered Sam.
I'm not even bewildered. I'm more just like
Bemused.
depressed and tired of. Wow, that guy did not want to go down.
Yeah, no, I shot him in the dick twice. Nope, that's where it came from.
Here, I thought you were gonna go for the pledge and we'll punch Zach gambit again.
No,
That one's
that's
been gaining popularity.
That's the secret milestone on Patreon. If we hit $10,000, you can punch Zach.
I know you're joking, but like
the day after this video is posted, we'll
I would
hit
be so willing
50,000.
for someone to fucking like pledge $10,000 to us just to let them punch me. Like, I would be so down for that, you guys.
I mean, yes, I'd deal with it. As long as, we don't have, like, freaking Dwayne Johnson is secretly a fan of the podcast, because I think his punch would kill me.
Yeah, but if you survived, you could say you got punched by Dwayne Johnson, and he gave you
Fair.
$10,000.
I mean, fair.
Each of these things is its own story. They're both very short stories.
I mean, if anyone's gonna be a listener to the podcast, it's probably gonna be Vin Diesel.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
he's just that guy. Like,
Our mistake was never finishing that D&D game.
Our mistake was never
We still got
starting that
time.
D&D game.
No, we started
For a little swim.
we started one. We had about 3 sessions in. Because Nate really wanted to run that
Oh yeah, you wanted to play
fifth ed,
Pathfinder.
it was the 5th ed pre-gen. Or pre-con, I guess.
you just scared the shit out of that poor bastard, and then killed him.
Yep. It's his fault though.
Again, you had to swim to get here. So what exactly was the...
I don't know why he was there. I also don't know why there's these random dials. Aside from you need to use them to solve a puzzle. I think it's like a damming thing.
Shrug.
Like it's like a mobile dam, because when we do
Yeah.
this, suddenly the water drains out of this section.
Sure.
But not enough. Like there was enough water there to prevent that guy from getting shot. And then I think this is the part where like the most terrifying creatures in the game show up. Even though they're not even that strong, they're just really, really like terrifying to look at, and I hate them. Yes, these things.
Ah, what are you?
Imagine if you combined a bat with a scorpion with a bee.
Nice. All of the bad shit.
Like I don't even think they do that much if they hit you. I just don't like them.
This has got to be bad for my health.
Is that lava or just like red rock?
Nope.
No, it's like
it's like acidic water.
Yeah. It's really confusing. It's also electrical for some reason.
Yeah. What's Star Wars?
It's star water.
These things don't bother me that much. No, the fucking blood bugs in Fallout 4, I dislike them.
Well, yeah, they're like.
Is this gonna be the LP where we talk about Fallout 4?
No, maybe. I was just... This is the LP where I'll talk about how I would love to play the game more if it would only stop crashing every half an hour.
Yeah. I mean, it's a Fallout game. Like, what did you really expect?
I guess, but they didn't used to crash this often on me, at least.
Zach, you are... Well, then all that's happening is you are getting your well-deserved comeuppance.
Also, we finally get... Also, that menu finally has relevance.
Hey,
Woo!
Yeah, we got...
We got a level of force speed, and also you notice we have a couple points on the light side.
Mm-hmm.
How did we get light side points?
By killing bad guys and not killing good guys.
Ah.
And aside
Hooray.
from that, I am not quite sure how the rest of the process works. But we only have neutral powers right now.
Look at that super menacing.
Yeah, so this is the Katarn robot Ouija, which has a slot for the pizza cutter.
Oh my god.
Look at these oh, there we go.
Oh. It's a hologram!
This message is intended for my son, Kyle Katarn. Kyle, I have left two very important items for you. The first is a map to the Valley of the Jedi, and is embedded in the stone ceiling above this room.
There's no stone ceiling.
The last is
Also, how do you know that the droid was gonna still be in the same room?
Wrong.
It could be in any room.
No, the
it could
droid-
be in any ceiling.
The droid has transportation powers.
Use it well.
Yeah, but what if it was moved?
Also, the hologram was programmed to know when Kyle was going to start up the lightsaber.
I mean, it's only obvious.
He's a Jedi.
Oh,
Maybe he had a
yeah, that's
premonition
such good-
about it.
That's such good lightsaber graphics.
Oh yeah, no, it's great.
That's so fucking dumb looking. It looks like it looks like the fucking Schwartz rings. Like that's all that we're dealing with here is like fucking as many dick jokes as possible.
So also, I can just push a button and summon training drones.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, Kyle Katarn's pro at blocking shots right off the bat.
Of course.
Although I will say the lightsaber it's a better defensive weapon because it can deflect a lot of blaster fire, up to and including vehicle weapons. It is a really shitty actual weapon. It rarely hits what you're actually trying to hit unless you're like fucking really close. Also in this game, it is bound to the 0 key and not the 1 key, which is fists. And for some reason, it is the best weapon for stealth kills, despite how it is a glowing sword that constantly makes noise. Oh yeah, and sometimes it cuts off guys' arms. But yes, here, we will... And now, I'd like to say that this is an intent... That the lightsaber being a shitty weapon is an intentional bit of game design that... expressing how Kyle Katarn just picked this up and started using it and is a fucking scrub at you know...
Actual sword play.
Yeah. And using a not gun.
So I love how So I love how there was no big, like, revelation of just, not just Dad was a Jedi, but yeah, you're, like, we just kind of, there was no, like, big, you're a Jedi, you can have the Force, just like, oh, I got a Force power now, and Dad left me a lightsaber, I guess that makes me a Jedi.
It's not his lightsaber either, it belonged to his master, who is coaching us from beyond the grave as a Force ghost. We will occasionally get... Oh yeah, and then he fell into the water, and the game does not know how to process enemies that fall into the water.
That's horrifying. Look at him. Like, that's the scariest fucking thing we've seen yet. He's like a fucking...
He's a walking anime water spell.
He looks like a Wampa, like...
Enemies that fall in the water are also a total pain in the dick to fight because most of them is below the surface. Any projectile that hits the water's surface is immediately dissipated. Gotta get more secrets. Don't have time for that secret.
Secrets. Secrets.
I will say that these levels have a lot more, like, ambient noise. Also, there's a dude the reason I'm getting owned is because there's a dude standing on the archway behind me.
Yeah, I kind of figured that when you got shot, I was like, oh, you're getting shot from behind, aren't you?
Yeah, the game does not tell you where you're getting shot from. Also, it does not make any sense for a dude to be standing there. There is no way to get there. So, while this game tends to have level geometry that makes sense, it still has dudes that are just in places that are there to, like, catch you. And also, this is the level where the game rapidly increases in difficulty.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, this looks hard, but it also looks like just a better designed level in general. Like,
yeah, this is
just
there's
the addition of the lightsaber as a tool, I think, is what the early parts of this game were soundly lacking, because it lets them do some interesting things.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, part of it is now the game can assume that you can
Oh, gee.
Yeah, no, I just got fucking owned.
I just love
what this saber can do.
Oh, whoops.
I just...
Oh, you're
well, I thought I cut this part out. Oh, well. There we go. Look at this. It's a lightsaber target. I can hit it.
Yay.
We'll do, I don't know, a supercut of this section or something.
Zip, 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 zip. And we're back.
And everything resumed. No, we never took a break. Everything resumed like normal.
You didn't see anything.
All is well.
Nothing was here. Well. Nothing has happened.
Also,
look behind you. Nothing is there. Nothing follows you everywhere you go.
Welcome to Night Vale. Yeah, they sound like a river beast.
It is very dark. You are likely to be eaten by a group.
Also, this is me realizing the bowcaster really is not a good weapon.
Yeah, I don't know why you've been like...
Because it fucking takes dudes down in one
on
hit.
This fucking bowcaster, like...
And also, I keep getting ammo for it. I don't want to blow through all of my, blaster ammo.
It's not a survival horror game. Like they're not.
No, you will burn through your ammo if you don't swap out weapons.
All right, fair enough.
16 days.
Oh yeah.
Till what? Oh shit! Oh shit!
Yeah, it's this month. We are in the month,
shit.
Sam.
Oh no! It's probably gonna have come out by the time this goes up.
It's yeah. It'll have been out forever.
Also, hi Internet. If you have any idea what we're talking about, and you probably do.
Oh my god! Star Wars! Star Wars is in 16 days.
Yep.
Oh my god!
I've never heard Sam with this level of like childlike glee.
Dude, it's Star Wars!
I know.
In 16 days!
I know.
How are you not? Fuck! That's awesome! Oh god, I'm like so hype about this now. Holy shit! Star Wars in
I
a
will
little over
say-
2 weeks.
Yeah. It may be the one day I'm glad I'll be done by 3, because then I can hit up a matinee right after work.
Oh man. Oh Zach, you know what I found the other day?
What?
I found my copy of the first omnibus of the Rogue Squadron comics,
Oh, are the
and it's the
Is it good?
best.
I've-
Yeah, they're. I mean, they're not good.
Are
Like,
the
few
Rogue
of them are
Squadron
pretty good.
comics different than the novels?
Yes.
Yes, the Rogue Squadron comics take place starting immediately after the battle for Endor and go up until, I think, like, right before Thrawn, and that's about when the Rogue Squadron novels take place. I forget what the exact...
I don't remember exactly. I
Timeline
know
is.
they take place. I think they
'cause I
actually
know-
take
I know-
place before Thrawn because they.
Yeah, they do, right, they do,
Thrawn
of course,
doesn't show
because...
up until Coruscant's already taken.
Right, and they take that during the Rogue Squadron novels. So
Yes.
yeah, and I think the difference is, or I think where the break, because some of them happen before and some of them happen after, and I think it's everything up until Wraith Squadron is, or even like right after Wraith Squadron is pre-Thrawn, and then everything after dealing with Hussein Izzard is after Thrawn.
So what is the plot of the Rogue Squadron comics then?
So the plot of the Rogue Squadron comics goes in a couple of different arcs. The plot of the and basically there's a sub like arc in Rogue Squadron that is the Wraith Squadron trilogy.
Right.
But the overarching plot of the Rogue Squadron books is dealing with Hussein Izzard, I think is how you pronounce the name. She is the daughter of the former Imperial head of intelligence during the first 3 books. And she basically, in the kind of power vacuum after the Emperor dies, rises to prominence and takes control over the Empire.
Yeah.
And she's
specifically over Coruscant, especially.
Yes, and she's in charge of Coruscant and becomes kind of the big bad for a little while. She's horrifically ruthless, completely sociopathic, but in like an interesting way rather than the like frothing rebel
rather
scum
than
way.
she's not a mustache twirling villainess.
Right, exactly. She's cold and calculating and always has a backup plan. And
she's Lex Luthor instead of Snidely Whiplash.
Yeah, the thing is, like, she very nearly, even when losing, wins.
Is that? Oh yeah, was she the one that did the virus thing?
Yeah.
Yes,
She made the.
yes, she was.
She used the Kratos virus in order so that when basically knowing that the New Republic or that the rebellion would take Coruscant, basically make them strain all their resources just holding on to it and stabilizing it.
Right, because the
and-
only
and
cure
then
for
eventually
the only cure for it was Bacta, and eventually it like hits the planet where they make Bacta.
Well, no, what happens is... So the Rogue Squadron story arcs are... The first 3 books are the lead-up and
taking
capture
Coruscant.
of Coruscant.
Yeah.
The 4th through the... No, just the 4th book, right? Because 5 is Wraith Squadron. Yeah, so the 4th... Okay, this is weird. This guy got... Alright.
Just leave him. He's
chill.
not a threat.
No,
You
he's
do
good.
not have to
He's
kill
good.
him.
I don't want that thing
Nope.
fucking sneaking up behind me.
Nope, we got 100%
He's
it.
stuck.
We gotta get them. Yep, you're still a super bad shot, Matt. Anyway.
Yeah, no, the blaster rifle sucks if you're not like really close. The pistol, for some reason, is a really good range weapon.
Yeah. So book 4, and then book like 8 and 9 are the second part of the Rogue Squadron or the second, like, 3 novels of the arc. Well, no, because 9 is...
Because book 4,
9 is that...
book 4 basically deals with the immediate fallout of the events of retaking Coruscant, because a bunch of more personal plot shit happens. Since,
wait, is book 4 the Back to War, or is that book 5? Book 4 is the Back to War. Book 3 is the Krytos virus.
Yeah, I don't...
Because book 1 and 2 is them taking
4...
Coruscant, and then book 3 is the Krytos virus.
Is it book 3 then? I thought it was book 4 that dealt primarily with the Lusankya, but maybe that was book 3.
No, that's book 3, because book 4 is the Back to War, and because Izzard takes the Lusankya to Thyferia.
Oh, to Thyferia, right, and yeah, she takes over the place that produces all the magic healing goo in the galaxy.
Yeah, basically the plot is she allows the New Republic to take Coruscant, even, through all this trickery and backstabbing and stuff. Mm-hmm. Rogue Squadron is like the primary force that infiltrates and sneaks in and allows the invasion to even happen in a really cool cinematic way that I'm totally not going to steal for a game at some point. So I'm not going to say it here. But then she escapes Coruscant, but what she actually does is kidnap one of the members of Rogue Squadron.
Not just one of the members, the main fucking character.
Yeah, the main character of Rogue Squadron, who also happens to be a Jedi. Or turn into one.
He'll turn into one later. At this point, he's just force sensitive.
Yeah, this is when he discovers it. But I fucking love Corran Horn, by the way. He is the best character.
He's really good after the first book. In the first book, he's very Sue. But
the first book is just trash in general. Like, it's just not very good. I love it, but it's not very good. But anyway, so... And so book 3 is the New Republic dealing with the Krytos virus, which is designed to only kill non-humans.
Right.
And the idea is that it's incredibly easily transferable. It will, it basically gestates on Coruscant, gets released when Izzard makes her escape, and then it permeates throughout the New Republic. And the idea is that it can be cured, but it requires obscene amounts of Bacta to do so, like a back-breaking amount.
Right.
And so the idea is that it fractures the New Republic across human and non-human lines, and the non-humans don't trust the humans, and the New Republic is bankrupt, trying to keep all the Bacta and buy Bacta because Izzard has put in influence into the people that own Thyfera, which is the Bacta-making planet. Oh, and then when Corran Horn makes his escape, she takes a super Star Destroyer that the Emperor had buried under the fucking ground of Coruscant.
What?
And blasts off.
What?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Well, and
I
the
thought
best
those
part
things
about
couldn't
this,
even land on planets.
No, that's the best part of it. It was built
on
there.
it. Yeah. They built over the Super Star Destroyer.
Yeah, the idea and the realization of that one of the characters, I don't remember who has it, but the realization of
Corran,
the character,
I
think it's Corran, yeah,
because he doesn't know where he is, and he's trying to figure out that he's like, I am on I'm where?
Yeah, no. And what I'm talking about is like realizing how much like fucking force persuasion / effort / intimidation tactics / totalitarian like dictatorship it took just to have enough people to build this thing under the ground and then make them all disappear or forget.
Right.
Because nobody knew it was there.
Again, this is why you love Star Wars.
Yes. So yeah, this thing fucking blasts off from underneath Coruscant, flies out, goes to hyperspace, jumps to Thyfera, and Yasain Izzard is aboard it, leading it right there. She takes over the Bacta distribution, and the New Republic is like, well, we can't fucking do anything because they technically invited her, and she's, a war criminal, but we can't, if we go in there, we're just gonna destroy everything. So Rogue Squadron defects and goes rogue, and basically spends book 4 fighting
a guerrilla war against it. Yeah.
Yeah, against Izzard on Thyfera.
Well, yeah, since
it's really good. Like, it's really cool. I really like that book.
Well, because the reasoning is that they were all like, Rogue Squadron was basically trained to be they were trained as part of the rebellion. They were trained to be a small, mobile, adaptable fighting force, and they just didn't really work as well as part of a growing government.
Well, and the interesting thing is,
so what you're saying is they had a very particular set of skills, a set of skills that make them a nightmare for people like her.
Yeah, deliberately. Because bringing it back to the whole reason I brought this up, the Rogue Squadron comics are really interesting because having read the Rogue Squadron novels, the Rogue Squadron novels are technically Rogue Squadron 2.0. Because all of the original members of Rogue Squadron, minus a few people, mostly die or move on to do other things or get brainwashed and kidnapped by the Imperials and
Rogue
go
Squadron
back
has
to
a pretty
being
high mortality rate in general.
Yeah. Shit's not great.
The highest, actually. That is a plot point. They have the highest.
Yeah.
Like, being in Rogue Squadron is one of the most the most glorious position you can be in the rebellion, but it's also basically a death sentence.
Right. I'm guessing those two things are the same.
Yeah.
Yes.
One of those things is why the other of those things.
Right.
Yes.
They are the elite of the elite, and they take on the most They take on missions that would be absolutely impossible for anyone else.
Man, I don't want to like shit on that, but I like the idea of the more peaceful post-Republic. There is where Rogue Squadron services are no longer needed and they just become the A-Team.
I mean, that's basically what Book 4 is. Like, it's pretty much what it is. Like, they just go out and become the fucking A-Team. Like, they steal Star Destroyers. They fucking, like, all their X-Wings become completely customized because they're not, New Republic members anymore. So they basically become, like, hilarious pirates, and it's fucking the best. Like, it's so good.
I love the resolution for the ultimate resolution for all the Star Destroyer stealing. I have to say, which is the result in the single best anything in the entire Star Wars EU, which is the errant venture.
Yep. Basically, Wedge Antilles' backstory is that he grew up. Also, in the Rogue Squadron comics I have the one that deals with what happens to Wedge as a kid, and it's the coolest. He's a badass.
Like how he joined the rebellion?
Well, no, sort of. Basically, at age 12, his parents own a fuel space station in Corellia, and a pirate docks, and then because he's being pursued by police, basically detaches without like uncoupling any of his fuel lines and blasts off and sets the whole station on fire and basically causes Wedge's parents to have to kill themselves have to kill themselves to save the rest of the station, and it's terrible and awful. But then Wedge, who's grown up knowing this guy named Booster, help me out here, Zach.
Tarek.
Booster Tarek, thank you. I was thinking Card, and I was like, no, that's not right.
Booster Gold.
No, that's one of the other. That's the other cool rogue character.
Yeah, that's the other cool smuggler. But Booster Card is basically just a Han Solo-esque smuggler, although he's a little bit older.
Right.
And
every smuggler that is not Mara Jade is like Han Solo.
Well, no. I mean, he's like he's like more your like corrupt uncle. Like he's a good guy, but he also, runs guns.
Gambles,
drinks. So he's a fun uncle.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, the guns he runs happen to be for the rebellion, but yeah. Anyway, so
he's very sketchy. He's a sketchy guy.
Yeah, so there's a great scene in this one comic when you get to find out some of Wedge's backstory, where after all this, the space station is blown up and all this, there's a scene where Wedge is staring off into space on a station, and Booster comes up to him, and he says, I found out the name of the guy. He's supposed to be in this place. We should wait for the police. And Wedge just kind of doesn't look at him and goes, "There's an old Z95 registered in your name on this station, isn't there?" And Booster goes, "Yeah." And Wedge says, would you stop me? And Booster just is in the next panel is handing him a helmet, going no.
Nice.
And then there's the scene of Wedge like going and fucking like in this old snub fighter like burning down the fucking pirates that killed his parents, and at the age of like 12 flying this starfighter like an ace. It's great. I love Wedge. I have so many feelings about him. But anyway, the plot of Rogue Squadron will have to be probably continued in the next video, because I have nerded out way too hard. Woo! I'm sorry, Internet. I'm sorry you had to hear me rant and rave about Rogue Squadron.
It's okay.
Yeah,
Rogue Squadron's
Sam, why did you
pretty
tell him
great.
about Star Wars in this fucking Star Wars LP?
I know,
You still
right?
haven't read the new. You still haven't read the newest book.
I know.
God, go read Mercy Kill. It's great.
I know. I need to. I'll ask for it for Christmas.
It's
Yay, the
basically the Star Wars equivalent of how Stella got her groove back.
What?
I think that's a good note to end this episode on.
What?
Oh, I love it. I love it super hard.
Also, time
If
to
you
have
want to
nothing
find
before
out
speed.
what that means, come back
All
next
right.
time, Internet. Oh wait, we have a cutscene first.
This is a cutscene. There's that MIDI tunes. Oh yeah.
Actually, this is actual orchestra.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
So
Scan that horizon.
Yep, that sure is a tower.
Ah, Baron's Head. The Empire sure knows how to ruin a perfectly good city.
My guess is your Pal 88 is in that large house. The Imperials are guarding it like a fortress.
Well, I think a visit's in order. Don't you?
And we're just not gonna wait for a response there.
they kind of gave that like, yeah, sure, nod.
Good night, Internet.
Good night.
Till next time.
Boop.